I thank the member and recognize the member from Parksville-Qualicum.
Mr. Speaker, it is indeed my pleasure today to speak in favor of the recently updated budget speech. As a new member of this House from the riding of Parksville-Qualicum, where I've lived for over 11 years, I feel a deep responsibility to my constituents and to the people of British Columbia. My thanks to all those who voted for me, those constituents who put their trust in me. It's an honor, and I will do my very best to serve you. As a newly elected representative, I will ask the questions that need to be asked and will not be afraid to represent the will of my constituents. For many years, I have competed on the world and international stage as an elite athlete representing Canada. It is with that same passion and dedication that I will represent the people of Parksville-Qualicum. As well, I wish to acknowledge those who played a key role in helping me achieve this honor. A wonderful team with many volunteers who worked tirelessly on my behalf, who provided me with their expertise and their knowledge. People like Jack Doan, Janet Smukovitz, Paula Peterson, Deb Tardif, Wendy Maurer. As well, there were those I know I could always rely on to lend a helping hand. Gord Almond, Sharon and Barry Ainsley, Kay Bergeon, Michelle O'Bara, and Al Greer, and so many more. A special thanks to my mother and my father, who have instilled in me the morals and ethics by which I live my life today, for teaching me that responsibility lives within yourself, and when you work hard, you get rewarded. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my husband, Mark, and my son, Kai, because today would not be possible without their support. I now wish to speak in support of the budget. Governments, like people, can fall into the trap of taking the path of least resistance and to move ahead as if the future is certain. If we sail forward in this manner, we are sure to wind up floundering on rocky shores. This government has shown that it is an able navigator. It has asked the difficult questions, and it has demonstrated a fearlessness in moving forward. We need to keep moving forward every day to make life better for British Columbians. The budget provides us with a roadmap in building a strong economy and a secure future for our children and our grandchildren. I hope that all members of this House will work together in ways that benefit the people of this great province so that British Columbia continues to be a place of prosperity. The citizens of British Columbia are counting on a better future, and I believe our government has outlined a road to accomplish this goal. One important step is allowing people to benefit from their own ingenuity and hard work, allowing people to keep more of what they earn. This is especially important for smaller business owners. High regulatory costs and high taxes discourage business, discourage savings, and thereby discourage capital expenditure and hiring. Reducing BC's small business tax by 40% and reducing corporate income tax rates by 10% by 2018 will help business owners across our province keep more of what they earn. Our economy succeeds by producing things that people need, and only an economy of the people can accomplish this. By this I mean that economic relationships are between people alone, where they live and what their circumstances are. This is not something that can ever be planned or directed. This is the organic nature of a healthy economy. Our business owners can decide how to make capital expenditures, how to hire, and what complexities need to be undertaken to deliver the goods and services of people. If these decisions are poorly informed, then the business will fail, and if not, it will grow. Of course, small business is a very important aspect to our economy, but there is also so much more. Today, the modern nation state has taken on many responsibilities, and for this reason, all levels of government need to be able to plan, implement, and evaluate for the benefit of its citizens. This is exactly the approach this government is taking, as outlined in the budget speech. With a rich abundance of liquefied natural gas here in BC, all British Columbians have an economic opportunity, one that must be seized. Not every province or country has this opportunity. While LNG has the potential to generate revenue for our province, creating jobs for British Columbians, and generating a wealth of income, this abundant resource will not permanently eliminate all of our challenges. Government must be responsible in spending and endeavor to save, just like anyone else, for that proverbial rainy day. Responsible spending will allow our province to succeed in more difficult times, just like we're experienced in 2008. This allows our province to borrow at lower interest rates, reducing the burden of debt to our people. While economies around the world seem to be doing better now, one must ask the question, at what cost? Many nations have taken on radical deficit spending, and although this appears effective in the short term, this does have unintended consequences. Taking on more debt is just a way of putting off the consequences of larger structural problems. This government, however, has outlined important steps to reduce our deficits, and following this path will give British Columbians more options for the future. The Prosperity Fund is one mechanism to achieve this. LNG revenue will go toward the Prosperity Fund and give us an opportunity to pay down the provincial debt and invest in our future. My riding of Parksville-Qualicum includes North Nanaimo, Lanceville, Nanoose Bay, Parksville, and Qualicum Beach. The Parksville-Qualicum region relies on tourism as it is a favorite destination for many travelers. The business sector is dominated by both tourism and retirement-related industries. Retail, consumer, health, and educational services are also in Oceanside. We also have a high-tech industry with web developers, software developers, and engineers. We boast some of the most wonderful annual events, such as the Canadian Open Sand Sculpturing Competition, the Brant Wildlife Festival, and the largest Canada Day Parade on Vancouver Island, which I partook in yesterday. We are home to some of the most beautiful open sandy beaches on the West Coast. Parksville-Qualicum, in many ways, represents the microcosm of the demographic situation faced by much of the Western world, namely, an aging population and less working taxpayers. In the 50s, there were about 8 working people for every person over the age of 65. Now, there's somewhere around 4. We need new ideas to deal with modern-day realities and demands on our healthcare system. This is one of the reasons for the development of the Oceanside Healthcare Centre. The Oceanside Healthcare Centre project was one that both former MLA Ron Cantillon and the Oceanside community worked for so tirelessly. This is an example of what can be accomplished when people come together to work towards a common goal. The combined efforts of the Federation of Oceanside Residents Association, led by Tom Davies, VHA with the dedication of Sheila Cruikshank, the Nanaimo Hospital Foundation, and the City of Parksville made the healthcare center a reality for our community. This facility will have a tremendous impact on the residents of the Oceanside community. Equipped with high advanced technology, the Oceanside Healthcare Center is changing the way that we provide healthcare. Doctors, nurses, and healthcare technicians will take a more collaborative approach to healthcare and provide better quality service for patients and families. Already, the Oceanside Healthcare Center is helping the residents in my riding, providing accessible and immediate care for patients. This healthcare center is a fundamental component to community development and our changing healthcare needs. The demographic situation in Parksville-Qualicum has also led to declining enrollment in our schools. In June 2008, the City of Parksville produced a workforce development strategy to help create solutions to solve the Oceanside labor problem. We need to create jobs to keep young people employed in our communities so that there is reason to stay in BC. We need to train our young people for the jobs of tomorrow. Education is a critical investment to make towards the young people of my riding. Vancouver Island University in nearby Nanaimo offers trades programs for those who are hands-on, arts and science degrees for those who are academically focused, and fine arts degrees for those who are artistic. Financing post-secondary education can be challenging, whether parents help their children or students finance it themselves. Our government is keeping those future generations in mind. The BC Training and Education Savings Grant is another practical investment for our government to make in our future. With our government's $1,200 grant for each BC resident child with an RESP born on or after January 1st, 2007, will help families fund post-secondary education for their children, and it's a positive step forward. Our government has created a detailed plan to move forward and work toward a secure and prosperous future. Mr. Speaker, the next 4 years is a crucial time for our government to grow our economy with British Columbian families' best interests in mind. If we take advantage of our current economic opportunities while maintaining fiscal responsibility, we will create a prosperous future for our children and our grandchildren. Mr. Speaker, I'm honored to be a member of the Legislative Assembly, along with my colleagues, and especially under the leadership and vision of our Premier, Christy Clark. I look forward to working with all members of this House for the benefit of our citizens. Thank you.